I wish that I had gone to Visitas and was able to watch something like the Harvard Republicans and Harvard Democrats debate, because I think it's important when you're coming to a campus to know that you're going to be able to engage with different thought communities and to have civil discourse.
Highlights what Harvard can be at its best, which is a place where you have some idea of viewpoint diversity, where you can have different ideas that challenge your belief, that reflect opinions that most of the country holds.
Incoming students can see that Harvard is not just this ideological monolith, not left, not right, but can genuinely have these conversations across the aisle between Democrats and Republicans.
I think it's necessary for anyone coming in to recognize that over the course of their time at Harvard, there are going to be people on the right here at this school, and that those people on the right are not liberals who just disagree on certain issues.
I've been able to learn so much about my own beliefs and values by having conversations with the people around me at Harvard. I think that if you come to Harvard, that's something that you will automatically get to do.
If Harvard is going to be sort of an assembly line of the future leaders of this nation and the world, well, then they need to understand and engage with ideas that the rest of the world fundamentally believes. And events like this are crucial to making that happen.
At the core of it, it goes down to Harvard's motto, Veritas. We can only discover the truth. We can only actually reach for that and discover it ourselves through our own intellectual journey by engaging with the other side. When we don't have these conversations, when we don't even argue with our peers about these things, that's not possible.
Dispelling these sort of negative stereotypes about conservatives, first and foremost, and then B, realizing that there are actually interesting conversations that can be had and ways for people to learn through those conversations and should seek to learn throughout their time at Harvard. It comes down to getting closer to the truth.
We actually need to encourage more diversity of thought and respectful dialogue. I really love today that we were able to have respectful, genuine conversations, and I got to learn more about the Republican Party during these conversations.
To any student who is conservative, Harvard is the best place for a smart conservative to attend. You create the strongest of friendships, you encounter the greatest opposition to your ideas, and by doing so, I think you achieve one of the greatest educations that one can receive. I would relay the similar principles to their liberal counterparts.
I think it's important to engage in dialogue across lines of difference, simply because that's how the real world works. We know how to actually engage with these things, to have these discussions without immediately turning it into a shouting match, then we're in a really good place for the rest of our lives. But it goes beyond that too, because our democracy really depends upon having these conversations in the first place. When we can have dialogue across party lines and a whole range of issues, that permits us to genuinely build a society where we can have agreement and progress.
Socrates said that it's better for someone to be proven wrong than to prove oneself right, because you benefit from learning your own mistake, because now you know more, you no longer think something that's incorrect. And I think that's really the heart of it. Maybe you're right, that's possible, but really it's on the off chance that you're wrong that it becomes essential, because that's when you benefit the most.